Hello everyone, myself Alok Kumar. I am Assistant Professor in Government College of Engineering, Dharmapuri. So here we will see subject compiler design and subject code is CS8602. In compiler design, here we will see some objectives to learn the various phases of compiler, to learn the various parsing techniques, to understand intermediate code generation and runtime environment, to learn to implement front end of the compiler, to learn to implement code generator. So all these are the objectives that we will see in compiler design subject. And in syllabus totally 5 units are there. First one is introduction to compilers, second one is syntax analysis, third one is intermediate code generation, fourth unit is runtime environment and code generation, fifth unit is code optimization. For compiler design we will see one textbook that is written by Ullman and book name is Compilers, Principles, Techniques and Tools. So now here we will start unit first, and first topic that we will see is structure of a compiler. So here we will see what is compiler. Compiler is a translator that translates a program written in high level language that we say as source program, and it translates it into an equivalent program that we say as target program written in machine level language. So from this diagram you can see compiler is translating high level language into low level language. Now here we will see executing a program written in high level language, programming language is basically of two parts. So divided into two parts. The source program must first be translated into a object program. After that, then the result object program is loaded into memory for output. So from this diagram you can see here for compiler input is source program and it is converting into object program. After that, for object program we are giving input as object program input and it is converting into object program output. Now here we will see what are the different phases of a compiler. So totally 6 phases are there for a compiler that are divided into two categories. First one is analysis phase, second is synthesis phase. Each of them take input from the output of the previous level and work in a coordinated way. So in analysis phase there are 4 phases are there. First one is lexical analyzer, second one is syntax analyzer, third is semantic analyzer, fourth intermediate code generator. So in analysis phase an intermediate representation is created from the given source code. You can see from this diagram analysis phase source program is the input and it is giving output as intermediate representation. The second category is synthesis phase. In this one equivalent target program is created from the intermediate representation, and in this there are 2 phases. First is code optimizer and next is code generator. So from this diagram you can see synthesis phase is taking input as intermediate representation and converting it into target program. Now from this diagram you can see here totally 6 phases are there for compiler. First one is lexical analyzer, syntax analyzer, semantic analyzer, intermediate code generator, code optimizer, target code generation, and symbol table and error handling both are attached to all phases of a compiler. And compiler is taking high level language as input and it is converting into assembly code, or we can say in low level language. Now here we will see first phase, that is lexical analysis. Lexical analysis is the first phase of compiler, which is also termed as scanning, or we say as scanner. In this, source program is scanned to read the stream of characters, and those characters are grouped to form a sequence called lexemes, which produces token as output. So here input is a stream of characters and it converted into tokens. So output is token, and token template is token name and attribute value. Suppose we are taking one example, c equals to a plus b into 5. So here lexeme will be C, and parallelly token of C is, that is, we will say identifier. Equal to is lexeme, and so token will be assignment symbol. A is lexeme, identifier, that is token name, plus lexeme, so here plus will addition symbol, and B is lexeme, so token name will be identifier, that is multiplication symbol. After that 5, that is number. So here we can say tokens are like we can say ID, token name, and attribute value. Suppose we have given this one 1. Next is token is equal to. Next is again ID, that we are saying for A, and the attribute value we have given 2. Next is next token is plus. Next is ID, that attribute value we are giving 3. Next is multiplication. Next is 5. So these are the tokens in this for this example. Now next phase we will see, that is syntax analysis phase. So in syntax analysis is the second phase of compiler, which is also called as parsing. So parser converts the token produced by lexical analyzer into a tree-like representation that we called as parse tree. So parse tree describes the syntactic structure of the input. So here from this diagram you can see A, and A here, A is the parent and XYZ all are the child of A. So now here we will see syntax tree is a compressed representation of the parse tree in which the operators appear as integer nodes and operands of the operator are the children of the node for that operator. So you can see from next this diagram. So here is for syntax analysis phase, input is tokens and output it gives a syntax tree. So suppose we are taking one example, C equals to A plus B into 5. So here this one is the syntax tree. So equal to, so in left hand side C is there and right hand side A plus B into 5. So firstly B into 5 will be calculated. So that is multiplication, and after that here B and 5 is there, and this plus addition we are doing A, and this one is addition with A and B into 5. So here this one, and after that this equal to. So like this manner, this one is the syntax tree. Now here the third phase is semantic analysis. So semantic analysis is the third phase of compiler. Semantic analysis checks whether the parse tree constructed follows the rules of language. In this semantic analysis, most important works of semantic analyzer is type checking. It checks whether type is appropriate or not. Suppose we are taking, for example, adding an integer and a string. Then it is the job of semantic analyzer to give an error in the semantic. Okay. So here we can say, suppose we are adding an integer and a string, then it will give us error. So this will be judged by semantic analysis. Suppose we are taking one example, C equals to A plus B into 5. At the time here you can see this int to float. It is converting into that 5 as int to float. So here 5 will be, now it will be as float. Because the value of B, it can be also float. So because of that, if we are doing multiplication at the time 5 also we have taken as float. Now next phase is, that is intermediate code generation. So in intermediate code generation produces intermediate representations for the source program, which are of the following forms. So first is postfix notation, next is 3 address code, and next is syntax tree. All these we will see in full manner in further units, but here the most commonly used form is 3 address code. Suppose we are taking one example, C equals to A plus B into 5. So we can write the intermediate code generation for this example like int to float. This 5 we are keeping into T1, and after that this ID, B is identifier. So ID 3, suppose we have given, for C we have given ID 1, identifier 1, identifier 2, identifier 3 for B. So here ID 3 into T1, this multiplication we are doing, and we are keeping into T2. After that this A we have given identifier 2, ID 2 plus T2 the result of this one we are keeping in T3, and after that this T3 we are keeping in identifier 1, that is C, so ID1. So like this manner we will write the intermediate code generation for this example. Now next phase is code optimization. So code optimization phase gets the intermediate code as input and produces optimized intermediate code as output. So it can be done by reducing the number of lines of the codes for a program. So code optimization, it reduces the number of lines of the code. Suppose some program is there, so it reduces so that we can optimize the code. This phase reduces the redundant code and attempts to improve the intermediate code so that the fast running machine code it will generate. So suppose we are taking one example, c equals to a plus b into 5. So we can write the optimized code for this example. So that is id3, that is for b, identifier 3 into 5.0, and we are keeping directly it into t1. After that the a is identifier 2, so id2 plus this t1, this result we are keeping in id1, that is c is identifier 1. So here we have kept this one. So this previous code, this intermediate code generation, now here we have optimized in 2 lines only we are writing this one. Now the next phase is code generation. So code generation is the final phase of compiler. It gets input from the code optimization phase and produces the target code, or we say as object code, as the result. Intermediate instructions are translated into a sequence of machine instructions that perform the same task. Suppose we are taking one example, same example, c equals to a plus b into 5. So these are the machine language instructions. So LDF and this one R2 register and ID3. So this one we are keeping ID3 into load. We are loading into float register R2. So this one is MULF. This one is multiplication. And here we are doing R2 and 5.0. So this one is multiplication with the floating point register. This one we are doing, and after that load into floating point register we are doing ID2, we are keeping into R1 register, and addition with the floating point register. So R1, this one R1 plus R2, this one, and here store from floating point register to ID1. So R1, that result we are keeping into ID1, that identifier 1. So this one is the code generation phase. Next one is symbol table. This is attached to all the phases of compiler. So it is a data structure maintained throughout all the phases of a compiler. All the identifiers name along with their data types are stored here. The symbols table makes it easier for the compiler to quickly search the identifier record and retrieve it. Suppose one example is there like this one. So here for this example, here we have made one symbol table. So here first symbol name is test, type is function, and that is double, and the scope is extern. Suppose here for this example, here this double x, so symbol name is x and type is double, the scope is function parameter. Next symbol is sample and type is double and scope is global. Next is count, symbol name, and here integer is type and function, that is function parameter. Next is sum and the type is double and that is block local. And next is I, that is I and type is integer and that is for loop statement. So this one is the symbol table for this example. Next phase is error handling. So in this one, each phase can encounter errors. After detecting an error, a phase must handle the error so that the compilation can proceed. So in lexical analysis, errors occurs in separation of tokens. Same in other phases also, errors may occur, like in syntax analysis phase, errors occur during construction of syntax tree. In semantic analysis, error may occur in following cases, Like suppose when the compiler detects constructs that have right syntactic structure but no meaning, there is no any meaning. So, and next we can say, suppose during type conversions also, that error may occur. In code optimization phase, error occur when the result is affected by the optimization. Okay, so in next phase, that is in code generation also, it shows error when the code is missing. So all these are the errors that can occur in different phases of compiler. So these are the phases of compiler that we have seen. So next topic that we will see in next lecture. Thank you.